This car was called impossible to build. Not too expensive. Not too slow. Impossible. Engineers said the laws of physics would fight it. Tire companies said no road tire could survive its speed. And critics said no manufacturer would risk building something this extreme. A production car with 1,000 horsepower. A production car capable of over 400 kilometers per hour. A production car that could drive calmly through city traffic, and then become the fastest machine on Earth. Most people thought it would remain an idea. A concept. A dream too ambitious to leave the drawing board. But one company refused to accept that. And that ambition became the Bugatti Veyron. From the front, the Veyron carries a design that immediately separates it from every other supercar. The legendary Bugatti horseshoe grille sits proudly at the center of the nose, a signature that traces its roots back to Bugatti's earliest creations. Large oval headlights frame the front fascia, giving the car a calm but purposeful presence. Beneath them, massive air intakes feed the complex cooling systems required to keep the enormous engine alive. The entire front end is smooth and sculpted, designed to slice through the air with minimal resistance while maintaining stability at unimaginable speeds. Move to the side, and the Veyron reveals its most recognizable design element. A dramatic C-shaped body line sweeps across the profile, separating the front and rear halves of the car. This signature curve is more than just design, it channels airflow toward the massive mid-mounted engine and the many cooling systems hidden within the bodywork. The proportions are wide, planted, and muscular. Short overhangs and broad rear haunches give the car a stance that feels incredibly stable, almost as if it's anchored to the ground even before it moves. The entire structure is built from carbon fiber, engineered to handle the extreme forces generated at speeds exceeding 400 km per hour. Step inside, and the Veyron surprises you in a completely different way. Instead of a stripped-out race car interior, the cabin feels like a luxury grand tourer. Nearly every surface is wrapped in hand-stitched leather, crafted with extraordinary attention to detail. Polished aluminum accents reflect light throughout the cabin, adding a sense of mechanical precision to the luxurious environment. The seats are comfortable and supportive, designed for long-distance cruising rather than aggressive track driving. Even the gear selector is machined from solid aluminum, giving every interaction a sense of weight and craftsmanship. And then there's the speedometer. It stretches far beyond what most cars ever dare to display, all the way to 400 km per hour. Because the Veyron wasn't designed to compete with supercars. It was designed to redefine speed itself. At the rear, the design becomes more aggressive. Wide LED taillights stretch across the back of the car, emphasizing its planted stance. A massive rear diffuser manages airflow underneath the vehicle, helping maintain stability at speeds where most cars would begin to lose control. Above it, an active rear wing automatically rises at high speeds, increasing downforce and keeping the Veyron firmly planted on the road. But the true masterpiece lies beneath the rear engine cover. At the heart of the Bugatti Veyron sits one of the most extraordinary engines ever installed in a production car, an 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine. 16 cylinders, 4 turbochargers, and 1,001 horsepower in the original Veyron. Power is sent through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and a sophisticated all-wheel drive system, allowing the car to launch with incredible stability despite its overwhelming power. The numbers were revolutionary. 0 to 100 km per hour in around 2.5 seconds. And a top speed of 407 km per hour, making it the fastest production car in the world when it was introduced. But reaching those speeds required engineering solutions that had never been attempted before. At full speed, the Veyron's engine consumes fuel so rapidly that the fuel tank could theoretically empty in about 15 minutes. The cooling system uses multiple radiators to control the extreme temperatures generated by the massive engine and its 4 turbochargers. Even the tires had to be specially developed to survive the forces created at more than 400 km per hour. This wasn't just a supercar. It was a technological experiment that somehow became road legal. And yet, despite its extreme capabilities, the Veyron remains surprisingly civilized. It can cruise quietly through city streets, the suspension absorbing bumps comfortably while the cabin isolates the driver from noise and vibration. That contrast is what makes the Veyron extraordinary. It behaves like a luxury Grand Tourer. Until you press the throttle. Then the 4 turbochargers wake up. Acceleration becomes relentless. The scenery begins to blur. And the car surges forward with a force that feels almost unreal. Few machines in automotive history have changed the industry the way the Bugatti Veyron did. Before it arrived, the idea of a 400 km/h production car seemed impossible. After it arrived, every hypercar had to chase that number. Call it excessive. Call it outrageous. Call it engineering insanity. But once 16 cylinders and 4 turbochargers unleashed their full power, you realize something important. The Bugatti Veyron wasn't built just to be fast. It was built to prove that impossible ideas can become reality. Because when the Bugatti Veyron reaches full speed, the only thing faster than the car is the legend it created. If engineering masterpieces like this still amaze you, hit the like button. And if you believe the Veyron changed the entire hypercar world, tell me in the comments. Subscribe, because the next automotive icon we explore might break even more limits.